I'm Miss Diorio from Citizenship Academy, and we are getting into Lesson 5 today for Module 4. Now, Lesson 5 is one of my favorites because we're going to start working on both 1 and 2 step word problems. So a lot of the word problems you did in first grade and throughout this year have been 1-step word problems. But not every word problem is done after you just add or subtract two numbers. There's a lot of word problems where we have to do more than one thing before we get to our answer. And that's going to take some reading the problem and some talking about it and thinking it over, but it's really cool once you get the hang of it. So I'm excited for this one. For this lesson, you don't need your place value discs or place value chart or anything. Just make sure you have a piece of paper and a pencil, something to write with, something to write on. I always have my little whiteboard. So pause the video, go grab those things, and we'll get started. All right, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you a number, and then I'm going to snap my fingers, and you're going to tell me how many 10s and how many 1s are in that number. Okay? So you're going to take out as many 10s as you can, and then tell me how many leftover 1s there are. We're going to try and do this as fast as we can. Okay? So for this one, there's 10 1s. What does 10 1s equal? Pull out as many 10s as you can. What does that equal? 110. Good. All right. So this one, there were no leftover 1s. On a couple of them, there's going to be leftover 1s. So let's keep going. 23 1s. Pull out how many 10s and then tell me the extra 1s. How would we say that? 2 10s, 3 1s. Awesome job. All right, let's keep going. 60 1s. How many 10s? How many 1s? 6 10s. Awesome. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Very good. 63 1s. Use this answer to help you. 63 1s is 6 10s, 3 extra 1s. So we have 60, 1, 2, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and then 3 extra 1s. 70 1s. 7 10s. Awesome. Use the last one to help you. 75 1s. How many 10s and then how many extra 1s? 7 10s, 5 1s. Awesome job. 79 1s. 7 10s, 9 1s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 7 10s, 9 extra 1s. Okay, let's get into it. Make sure you have your paper in front of you. We're going to do a couple together, and then I'm going to have you practice on your own. So we're going to do a 1-step word problem. In this word problem, there's only one thing you're going to have to do to solve, okay? I'm giving you that hint to start. We're going to solve it using a tape diagram and the arrow method. So let's do this together. Our problem says, Don has 34 brownies. He bakes 22 more. How many brownies does he have now? I want you to pause. Don't solve yet, but pause. Talk to someone at home about how you think we can solve this. What can we do to solve this problem? Don't solve it. Just pause and talk about it. All right, good. So he has 34 brownies. He started with 34, and then he bakes, because Don likes to bake, he makes 22 more. So how many does he have now? They're asking how many all together does he have now. Did it say he ate any? Did he give any to his friends? No. So it's how many all together. So we are going to add. Good. So on your paper, I want you to draw a tape diagram. Because we are adding, we're going to start with 34, and we're going to add on to that. We're going to add the 22 more onto that. So we need to find the total of 34 plus 22. We don't know what that total is. Now, what I want you to do on your own is try and solve this using the arrow way. Start at 34, add till you get to 22. Okay, go ahead and pause and try and solve that on your own, then we'll go over it. Okay, so you should have started at 34, and you're going to break down 22 into a set of 20 plus the 2 extra 1s. So we start at 34, we add 20, 44, 54, And then we add 2 more, 54, 55, 56. So Dawn has 56 brownies left. Remember, when we do word problems, we're not just going to say the number. We have to say what that number means. He has 56 brownies. So that's a single step word problem. You could have solved it a different way, but I wanted us to try the arrow way. So let's try this next one. We're going to do the same thing, single step word problem. I want you to make a tape diagram first, and then we're going to do the arrow way, and then we'll try the number bond way too. So here's our problem. Ready? Sam has 46 red apples and some green apples. He has a total of 88 apples. How many green apples does he have? Don't solve yet. I want you to pause, talk to someone at home about what this problem is asking and how this one is different than the last one. So pause, talk about those things now. Yeah, so this problem is an unknown problem. We know he has 46 red apples. Do we know how many green apples he has? We don't, right? We need to find that unknown. That's our unknown. But we know he has a total of 88 apples. Okay, so let's start by drawing our tape diagram. We're going to start with the 46 that we know. Now, so I'm going to draw it on my board too. We know he has 46. We don't know what that other part is. We know he has 46 red. We don't know how many green, but we do know he has, that was a sideways 8, I'm sorry. He has 88 altogether. So to solve this, we can do a number sentence, 88 minus 46. I want you to pause and solve this the arrow way. You are going to start at 46, and you're going to jump using the arrow way to 88, I'm sorry. Pause and solve that now, and then we'll go over it. Okay, so when we do the arrow way, we're going to start at 46. We can jump 40 from there. We can jump 4 10. So 46, 56, 66, 76, 86. We're at 86. We jumped 40. Okay, now how many more do we need to get from 86 to 88? Just 2, right? Very good. Plus 2. Now we're at 88. So how many green apples does he have? 42. Awesome work. Now, just because it's good practice, let's solve this the number bond way as well. Whoop. So pause, solve the number bond way. I'm going to do it too. I'll make my screen bigger. Ready? Oh, I forgot my equal sign up here. Either way, we got to 42. Awesome. All right. Now, we are going to get moving into working through a 2-step problem. Right? So, here's what our problem says. There are 31 students on the red bus. There are 29 more students on the yellow bus than the red bus. How many students are on the yellow bus? Pause, talk to someone at home, don't solve. Talk to someone at home about what this question is asking you and how you could solve it. Good. So this is another unknown problem. How many students are on the red bus? 31. Very good. Do we know how many students are on the yellow bus? We don't, right? We just know there are 29 more students on the yellow bus. That keyword more is going to tell us to add. Awesome. So let's start by drawing our tape diagram. We're at 31. Now, what we don't know is how many are here. But we do know that 31 plus 29 is going to give us our total. So, the yellow we don't know. What I want you to do is 31 plus 29 on your paper and solve it the number bond way. Okay, so pause, solve 31 plus 29 the number bond way. Go ahead and do that now. Got it? Okay, let's go over it. We're going to break 31 into our 10s and our 1s. So we have 30 and 1. Now what's awesome about this one is that 29 plus 1 is going to get us to what? Our magic 10 number, or 30, right? So we're just going to add the 30 plus the 30. That's an easy problem for us to do. 60. What does that 60 mean? You got it. Good. 60 students on the yellow bus. Now, we're going to take this problem to the next level. This is a one-step problem. We're going to make it a two-step problem. Here we go. So, this is showing you the arrow way. Okay, so there are 31 students. There are 31 students on the red bus. There are 29 more students on the yellow bus than the red bus. How many students are on both buses? Both buses. So in our last problem, we solved for how many students were on the yellow bus, right? What are we solving for in this problem? Yeah, how many students are on both buses? So what are we going to do with the information that we solved for in this last problem? We're going to use that 60 to help us. So we have the 31 on the red bus, and we have the 60 from the yellow bus that we solved for in our last problem. Now, what do we need to do with both these two numbers? I'm going to read you the question again. This is how many students are on both buses. We're going to need to add them. So we're going to do 31 plus 60 equals. Now, I want you to choose with this one. You can either solve the arrow way or the number bond way. Whatever's easier for you, whatever strategy works for you, I want you to pause and solve it one of those ways right now. Okay, I'm going to go over both ways. So for the arrow way, which is right here, we're going to start with 60, and we got to add 31. So we're going to do a quick jump to 90, 60, 70, 80, 90. We're going to add that 30, and then we're going to add one more to get us to 31. So our 91 is how many students are on both buses. Now if we're going to solve it the number bond way, I'm going to take my 31, break it into 30 and 1. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my like terms. I'm going to add 60 and 30 because those are both groups, multiples of 10. 60 plus 30 is 90, and then I just got to add in that extra one. 90 plus 1 equals 91. Got the same answer either way. Which way works better for you? Good. Awesome. All right, so your exit ticket today, you are going to read the information it gives you. Now, this breaks down your your problems into single-step word problems. So you're going to read the information, answer the question, solve it the arrow way, solve it the number bond way, whatever works better for you, and choose the best answer, okay? There are 5 word problems for you to read and solve. Solve it the arrow way, solve it the number bond way, doesn't matter to me. Make sure you know what the question is asking. Don't just automatically add, don't just automatically subtract, okay? Make sure that you know if it's asking for more, asking for all, asking for an unknown. Make sure you know that before you start working, okay? You got this, and I will see you tomorrow.